Good morning, YouTube, and happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. What I'll be cooking today is salmon croquettes. And I'm going to do a little bit something different that I've never done before. I'm going to be using curry as one of the seasonings that I'll be making this salmon croquettes with. I was thinking about putting some bell pepper, but I kind of decided not to. So I'll be using the same thing I use is here are some chopped up onions, and then you can't see it here, but there are some chopped up jalapeños at the bottom of that. But that's what I'll be making today, and I think that is it. So let me get started. I should also mention here that I got this recipe. My father used to cook salmon croquettes all the time. He's from the Carolina, and this is a recipe that I actually got for him. He never showed me how to make it, but I always used to watch him make it. And I don't think he used flour, but I know he used eggs, and he didn't use any vegetables in his. So I kind of made it my own little thing to add the onions, jalapeños, and then this time the curry. So right there I used that's the smoked paprika. And before that, that was the garlic with parsley, the black pepper, and then a curry. And those are 2 eggs. So that's basically what I use, but of course you can make it your own. You can add things, you can take things away, but this is what I use. Let me know in the comments if you recommend any other seasonings. Because I like how my salmon croquettes taste, but I haven't really made it where it's like it's perfected. I'm still working with the type of seasonings that I'm using and things like that. But usually what I eat with this, with salmon croquettes, or what I'm gonna start eating with salmon croquettes, and I only eat one, probably 1.5. When I do eat it usually eat it for breakfast. Actually, you can eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one of them, and I'm going to make a big salad. So yeah, I'm stirring it up here. And the flour, I got that from a neighbor, because my father didn't use flour in his that I can recall. But I remember one of my neighbors, she used flour in hers, so that's when I kind of started using flour in my salmon croquettes. And I tell you, gotta love the curry. One of my favorite seasonings. And I'm just stirring it up there. Adding a little bit more flour. Sometimes I may put more, sometimes I may put less. It really depends. So now this step is making patties. I use 1 can of salmon, pink salmon. And that 1 can, and adding all those ingredients that you saw me add, I could get I thought initially it was 6, but actually it's 7. And even using 7, making 7 patties, they're pretty big. They're a nice size. I have big hands. So you could tell they're pretty big patties that I make. But the trick for me is to make them in a size where they all can fit in a skillet that I'm gonna use. And you're gonna see what I'm talking about in the next clip. Okay, so now we're on to the next step, and this is one of my least favorite parts of cooking salmon croquettes. You can see grease is very hot. And the trick is to not burn yourself when you're putting those croquettes, those patties into the skillet. I'm very good at it. I kind of mastered how to do it, but I am using the camera was like right in front of me so that I can have this kind of the view that I have here where it's actually looking down on the salmon croquettes. And this is the part where I mentioned how, you kind of I have to kind of know how big to make the salmon croquettes in order for all of them to fit into the skillet. So again, that's 7 of them. And initially I thought it was only 6, but it's actually 7 croquettes that I make out of that 1 can of pink salmon. And I get my pink salmon from Aldi's. I like Aldi's, one of my favorite grocery stores. They have nice products, good produce at nice prices. So now it's time to flip them over. They're so they have that golden brown color to them. And I think the curry that I added to it kind of contributed to that coloring of them. So again, I believe it's about between, I want to say 7-8 minutes on both sides that I cook them. But it really depends. I mean, it depends on how hot the grease is, the type of skillet you're using. So I really go for, they should feel kind of like crisp, the coating. I don't want to say they should be hard, but no, it should have that crisp coating when you turn them over, and that color, that golden brown color. So let them cook for about 7 minutes on that side. So now it's time to take them out, but before I take them out, I kind of look at the other side just to make sure that the other side is about the same color as the side that it's already cooked. So I'm just kind of turning them over just to make sure they look the way that I want them to look before taking them out. So I think I'm satisfied with the color, and that's when I start taking them out. And another thing that you should know about cooking it, if you cook it this way, that the salmon croquettes are very slippery. So that's why you see me using a spatula and a fork, because they're very slippery and you don't want them to slip off the spatula and, hit that hot grease and it splatters everywhere. So it's good to use a fork and spatula to kind of to get all the grease from the spatula, even though it has holes in it. But then to also just keep the salmon croquette on the spatula as you're moving it over to the plate. And as you see, I have put paper towels on a plate to drain out all the excess oil. And that's about it there. And this is what the finished product looks like. And that's how you make salmon croquettes. I'll have all the ingredients in the description. Thank you for watching.